sometimes accidents, things that blow up in your face, they're a blessing in disguise.
I have been trying to learn how to blend for the last 3 years, so stay tuned if you struggle like I do, because I have some great tips and I finally figured a few things out.
Can't receive it. It's a sign.
Kind of like when I was teaching a class with Dion and I was trying to paint this piece of furniture and it turned out so ugly that Dion had to fix it in the middle of class. If you want to hear more about that, you're going to have to click the link up here or down there, because I told it in part 1 of blending for beginners in last week's video.
Before starting this project, I applied a base coat of tarnished pearl to the entire dresser. The surface was slick, but in most cases you don't need to sand or prime with DIY paint.
I did the damage, I'll take the fall. My stupid habits, it's all their fault.
In the back of the store, and I hear this giant crash, and I go running to the front door. I look out the window and there's this little old lady, and she is backing out of my parking lot, and she's got this look on her face like she is trying to make a run for it. Hey lady, you just ran into the front of my store and she obliterated everything. Debris went flying, all the stuff splintered like toothpicks. Here's the key thing. This right here is the water bottle. Watch this. It's very soft and it helps you blend. And then you want a brush that has really soft bristles. I coated it all with a base coat of tarnished pearl. It gives you like a surface to blend with, and it makes it less slippery, and so you have more control over the paint.
The water bottle helps the paint move across the surface, and it helps diminish stroke marks. I allow the first coat to completely dry before applying a second coat. When you apply your second coat, the moisture from the paint can reactivate the first coat, so I use the water bottle again to keep my brush from dragging and to give me a nice even finish. It also just takes a very light touch.
And I'm trying to write down her license plate number, and she gets out and she's like this tall. Our parking lot is sloped a little bit, and instead of putting it in reverse, she put it in forward, and she just smacked right into the whole front of the store. Lady, oh, I need your insurance card. You just did a whole bunch of damage to my store, and you also created a bunch of damage to the car next to you. She's trying to tell me that it was my fault. There was so much going on in the front of it that she got distracted, and that's why she didn't put it in reverse. Dion says to take 2 brushes at one time and just kind of feather them and go like this and like this, like a symphony. That's what I tried to do with just the tiniest amount of paint.
Using a different brush for each color, I alternated between brushes using the water bottle and feathering the colors together. One of the hard things for me with blending is knowing what color goes where to start a color, and where to stop.
I went to Pinterest and I started pinning all of these photographs of sunsets. I would blend and I would focus on getting the colors to melt together and look really soft and not have any brush strokes. But then I didn't know where to put what color, how to make the eye just like fall on the piece in a soft way and not have it look like crazy leopard spots or that there wasn't any composition to it. Maybe if I do the sunset, it will tell me what colors to put where, and I will have like a pattern laid out for me. This is what I saw. I'll put the link down below. I use this as a guide. I put my computer right here like this. I got my brush and I got this piece of chalk. I sat down right here like this and I sort of chalked out the lines. I was always referring back to the photograph for guidance.
Look up, remember where my help comes from. Yeah. Push back, I'm tired of feeling broken. Truth rings feelings louder than emotion. Take time, remember what it means to love.
I have a whole Pinterest board that I created of sunset photographs. This helped me know where to put the color and sort of sketch out a guide across the entire surface of the dresser.
Something in the water. Anything is possible. Come on and move like the power of the river. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Reach out my hands to the heavens. Let go so I can hold the blessing. You've been.
She said that's why she didn't put it in reverse, because it was my fault, because we had too much going on. If my store was more subdued and less colorful and didn't have all these props, that she would have been paying better attention. Started doing what Debbie Frimmer said in last week's video, where I took my brush and I went like this, and then I went up and down like this, and I just did that. I did that across the whole dresser.
Your pot of tea, 2 sugars, milk and honey, please, Sir Windsor. Drink a cup like this most every day.
I blended fire starter and kissing booth to paint the circle of the sun.
For my thoughts in small cachet.
I didn't worry about it being a perfect circle because I knew I would feather over it, layer color, and blend the edges.
Lock the doors and bolt the windows. Crack the knuckles, pop the elbows. Take away now. Come on and make my day now.
My photograph was a reference point. It helped me know where to place the sun, where to put the clouds, where to start the pink and where to stop it, and what colors to layer over the sun. I will put a link to my Pinterest board in the description box below.
Do not stifle. Pull the trigger, shoot the rifle. Not afraid to bleed from what perspires. No second cup of tea until it's finished. 1, 2, 3, it will diminish. Do it now, we are in need. With all you know, the reason why your nerve it keeps decreasing. Take away now, come on and make my day now. Take away now, come on and make my day.
This is not looking good. It didn't look great. I just can't do it. Something's wrong with me. I don't know how to make this look right. And so I sent a picture to Dion. What am I doing wrong? What is my problem? Here's the picture that I took. I'm trying but struggling. Is there any hope? Trying to use way less paint, but something isn't right with it. So Debbie Frimmer had told me, and Dion had also told me, that I was using way too much paint and that I wasn't using enough water. So I was using the water and I was using little paint, just as little paint as I could use. I sent this to Dion. Here's the picture of it right here. And if you can't see it, I'll cut it into the video. Dion's like, you just need another coat of it and you need to blend the top a little bit more and you just need to go back and blend it again. And then she sent me some video clips.
Okay, Debbie, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, but don't share it with anybody. This is just between you and I, okay? I'm going to give you a cheat sheet, all right, on blending. Get your brush right here, this one. Get a tray, or a flat surface, a plate, whatever it is you need. Put them on your tray side by side. We're gonna load our brush with both colors. I'm gonna lightly mist this. Not enough water to where it's dripping. Do not add water so much that it starts dripping. That's just a light mist. Keep doing this until they're overlapping on your tray. So the brush is doing all the hard work. You're not gonna tell anybody about this, are you?
So I didn't really do any of that she said to do in the video because I was already almost done with the dresser except for adding the second coat. I'll save that for another time. I took this brush right here And this is one of Dion's artist brushes. I would put a little bit of cowgirl coral and a little bit of petticoat pink. With my finger, I would blend that on the tip of the brush, and I would spray the brush up and down, back and forth. And I would even use this little tiny one in the areas where the sun was and the little reflection marks. I would feather the colors together.
Letting you know you're not alone. Letting you know you're not alone.
The artist brushes from the Turquoise Iris are by far the best I have ever used. I am really hard on my brushes. I don't clean them properly, but these are super durable and super soft.
Wonder what we all are thinking. Something in the silence speaking. I wanna try to understand. But if it doesn't feel right,
It started to look a lot better. Here is the scary part. The next thing that you need to do when you finally get it to where you want it is you need to wax it. I'm going to show you a picture of it before I waxed it, and it looked really soft and it looked really blendy and it was very pastel looking. I was so proud of myself because I've been trying to do this blending thing forever. Once you put on the wax or a top coat, that's it. Then you can't reactivate the paint. What happens is that you put the wax on, it makes the color super intense and it brings out all of this patchiness. It makes everything look really, really severe and harsh, and it looks like you ruined it. You want to walk away from it and not look at it and don't worry about it. You have to trust that the wax is going to dry and that it's going to go back to the way it was.
on the outside, maybe from the inside.
DIY wax is all natural. It doesn't have any chemicals in it, so it really soaks into the paint. And DIY paint is very porous, so when you first apply it, it soaks in different intensities depending on the surface of the wood and how much paint you have in different areas. We call this the wax freakout factor because it looks really intense and really patchy. You just have to let the wax dry overnight and it will slowly come back and even out.
Letting you know you're not alone. But if it doesn't feel right on the outside,
She didn't want to give me her insurance card, and I had to really convince her kindly. I didn't want to yell at her because she was older. Turned out it was a really hard month at my store, and the insurance claim helped me pay the rent that month. Here is my secret tip. This is something that I just thought of all by myself. I mean, maybe you know about it already. Maybe other people have done it, but this came out of my brain just today. I wish there were some little fluffy clouds here and there. I'm going to show you a picture now of how it looked before I did this last step to it. Just a little bit of white wax. I just put my finger right in there. I just started swirling fluffy clouds into the dark sky to create little highlights here and there.
gonna lift it up.
There were white highlights in my inspiration photograph, but I was too hesitant to use a lot of white paint. White paint can be really intense and look too harsh. It takes a lot of blending to get it to look soft. So I just avoided it because I didn't want to ruin the piece. That's the great thing about white wax, is that it goes on translucent and it's very easy to blend. And if you get on too much white wax, you can erase it with clear wax.
I used Golden Ticket for the legs, and I used Old 57 for the sides of the dresser. That's how easy it was, and you can totally do this.
You don't wanna be, and there's a lesson here. I am what I believe.
I wanted to keep the modern look of this mid-century dresser, so I painted the top and the sides with Old 57, which was cut in half with tarnished pearl. And then I added Golden Ticket for the legs.
Gonna lift it up, air has got me down. Gonna
Golden Ticket is a translucent metallic top coat, but if you apply several coats, it will go on solid.
What if we're living in a fantasy? Some world that I could only dream. New colors bursting out of every seam. A hidden land for you and me. Imagination is the only rule.
Think back about the class that I taught with Dion last summer and how embarrassing it was to stand up in front of 50 people and try and paint a piece of furniture and have Dion come over and fix it. The good thing is that I want this to be an encouragement for you. I have had so many pieces that end up looking like a disaster. You just need to try, and you just need to allow yourself to do it maybe a few times before you get it to where you like it. And it's totally okay to paint over something and try again. I hope that you don't give up if you're struggling. Thank you for watching. Be sure and subscribe. I have a new video coming next week, and I will see you in the next video.
I'm spending money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on.
On March 21st, I will be in McKinney, Texas, teaching a paint workshop with Dion. Click the link below to get your tickets. To find DIY paint in your area or to sell it in your store, the link is in the description box. Just launched our brand new website where we sell most of the things that I sell in my store in Solana Beach, including the top that I'm wearing, my leather cuff, the dresser that I just painted, Dion's water bottles, her brushes, and a lot more. I hope you check it out. Thanks for watching.